The superhero movie has become a prominent genre in the last decade. There are so many superhero movies now, from the legendary films to the stinkers. But why? How have these films continued to sucker us into paying a $10 ticket price to see them? How much do these films differ? Someone becomes a hero and fight their enemies. It's the hero story that's been present since the Greek mythology times. Of course, there's also the term comic book movie, films based on, well, comic books. Marvel and DC have been the prominent companies, but Marvel is the one that has been pushing every one of their franchises to the silver screen. And you know what? I love the Marvel films, and I had the idea to review all the Marvel-based comic films in this month. Now, I'm going after not only the theatrical films, but the ones that were only released in other countries, direct-to-videos, and even unreleased films. And yeah, I'm ripping off Monster Madness and Disney-cember, bite me. Sit back and relax, this is Marvel March. First up is, yeah, honestly, I can't believe it either. If the Captain America serials from the 40s are not counted, Howard the Duck is the first film based on a Marvel comic. Well, let's go over the thing they call a story. Howard is, surprisingly, a duck. He comes from an alternate universe from ours, and one day he is sucked out of his planet and lands on ours. He meets a girl who takes him in and starts a love interest. It's never really fully pressed upon, but yes, love interest would be the word. So they use a scientist to see how he came to the planet, and they find out a machine was used to teleport him. This machine is used to teleport particles or something, it's never really explained. But a threat appears from the same machine, a dark overlord who has come to Earth to conquer it and use the planet's energy for his own power, and it's up to Howard to defeat him and find his way home. Yeah, I can't really say much more about this that hasn't been said. It's bad. Bad script, bad jokes, bad story. But let me bring up a new, original point. Is it that bad? Okay, yeah, I can see why people don't like this, but honestly, I don't think it should be considered the worst film ever. It's got some things in it that weren't terrible. Like, I think Lea Michelle does alright, and the voice of Howard is alright. The effects are kind of fun to watch, like most 80s flicks. Heck, I even like the music score, even though most of the time it doesn't match the scene. I will also point out the animatronics on Howard. While there is nothing done with him physically, he is probably the best Howard that could have been made for the big screen. George Lucas once told people during the film that this would be a masterpiece in the future, and it isn't. But let's think of this. If they got rid of the bad script, got better jokes, removed the awkward sexual scenes, and made it animated, it might have turned out alright. But the decisions that were made for the film just give this film the worst kind of enjoyment I can get out of a film. And that enjoyment is me hoping that it will end soon. But you know what? It's only 80s bad. It's not something that I think should be on the worst films ever list, or something that should be watched for the it's so bad it's good shindig. I think that in the 80s people hated it, but now it's just boring. It's a shame that Marvel's first film had to be this, but I can already promise you that there is a long line of films that can change our mind about what Marvel can bring to the big screen. Stay tuned.